all, thank you so much kasi pumayag ka for my invitation para sa interview po.
Of course. Ang social nung background mo, ah. Parang Empire Studios lang.
Oo, inaano talaga, kumbaga binabagay natin, di ba? Binabagayan. So, thank you so much. And first, do you want to greet your fans and your supporters?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Billie Hakenson, and I'm your Miss Universe Philippines Cavite. And I am very happy to be here. And thank you so much, Sir Rafi, for inviting me
So, I
to
called them
conduct.
Pageant Angels sa mga subscribers ko
Oh,
kasi
I
oo,
see.
mga angels sila. Oo.
So hello to all the pageant angels.
Yes. So, how are you, Miss Billie Hackinson?
I am overwhelmed but
Mm,
very happy. So, ang daming activities ngayon
mm.
pero kinakaya naman natin.
So, you're in Cebu right now, tama ba?
Yes po. I'm in Cebu, yes po.
Mm. So, for those na hindi nakakakilala sa'yo, who is Billie Hackinson nga ba? Sino nga ba si Billie Hackinson?
That's a really tough question. Siguro sa lahat ng question and
Ah,
answer, yun yung pinakamahirap. Because,
talaga?
like, it's really hard to explain to people your authentic self. So I
Yeah.
think that's why it makes it hard. But anyway, so to make it simple, I am one of the candidates for Miss Universe Philippines, and I'm representing the province of Cavite, which is my hometown.
Mm.
And I am currently working as a flight attendant for a local airline, and I'm 26 years old. This is my fourth pageant, my third national
Wow.
pageant, and I'm very, very excited for this one.
So, we have like 20 major questions. Tapos, mayroon din tayo 5 questions from your fans kasi nag-ano ako ng question ask sa kanila about sa'yo. Then, I have final 3 questions. So, more on Q&A
Okay.
talaga ngayon. Okay lang. Good. So, yun. First question from 20 major questions. First, we have, what are your preparations in competing Miss Universe Philippines 2020?
Okay, so we have the standards, we have the pasarela, we have the question and answer, and styling and makeup. So those are the basics and yeah, the standards of preparation. But for Miss Universe Philippines, I am trying to focus on keeping myself healthy, keeping myself in a very healthy mental state and physical state because it's
Alright.
really challenging, not just the pageant, but the current situation. So the
Pandemic.
preparation for this one is very different from my previous pageants. So mas
Mhm.
challenging siya ngayon.
Kasi sumabay talaga sa pandemic, no? Right.
Yes.
And then, tell me more about your advocacy, which is women empowerment, right? At bakit
Yes.
yun yung napili mo?
So basically, it's not just women empowerment, but
Mhm.
it's one of the biggest step in terms of my advocacy. So if we're
Mhm.
gonna summarize it, I use an acrostics. It's hashtag win,
When?
WIN. So W for women empowerment and individual advocates
Mhm.
towards nature and wildlife preservation and awareness.
Galing.
So to explain it further, what I wanted to happen is that I want to make women realize that they have the strength, the power, and they have it in them to be of impact to the environment, to be able to solve major world problems if only we can empower women. But to explain the individual advocates, the letter I in win,
When?
it's to also it's to also invite other people who doesn't necessarily going back dun sa individual advocates. It's seeking help
Mm.
from other people, not necessarily women. So it's a very inclusive advocacy aiming for addressing major world problems such as
Nice.
climate change and nature and environmental awareness.
I like that. Hashtag when talaga, no?
Win, yes.
WIN. Really like that. Galing. So, next question. After Miss World Philippines 2019 pageant, why did you join Miss Universe Philippines instead
It's
of
not something that
other
I, yes, instead of
other
other
national?
pageants. Okay. It's not something that I planned for. Kasi parang ang bilis ang konti lang nung time ko to prepare.
Mhm.
So after Miss World, my plan was to just go back to work.
Alright.
I didn't plan to join Binibining Pilipinas or Miss
Or
Universe
Miss Universe.
Philippines, but actually I was invited by a couple of handlers to join again for
Alright.
Binibini and for Miss Universe and also Miss Earth. But I told them that I don't have the finances and I don't
Mhm.
have the time. Pero one of my friends from Aces and Queens, Sir Jim Ryan Ross, siya yung handler ko today. He asked me if it's possible for me to just try to go to
Alright.
the screening for Miss Universe Philippines.
Mhm.
Actually, hindi ito yung screening na parang official. Tapos na yung official. Pumunta na lang ako.
Okay. Alright.
So, pumunta ako, parang personal screening siya, ganyan. And then, nung nandun ako, it's the first time I met Mama J, Jonas Gafford.
First time talaga.
And yes, and I met the team. I met the people behind Miss Universe Philippines. And I thought, okay, why not? Let's do this. This
Wow.
will be my last pageant. So I'm just gonna make it work.
Okay. Yeah. Then, yung last pageant mo, which is Miss World, right? So,
Yes.
sino yung, wala kang camp before? Wala
Wala.
talaga.
I was
As in,
independent.
independent. Ang
Yes,
galing.
ever since. This is the
Or,
first time that I had a camp.
alright. Kasi nung nakita ka kasi presentation na eh. Tapos mo ng hairstyle mo, di ba? Anong story behind that, looks?
The hairstyle?
Oo, sabi nila kasi last time na yun, nagpagupit ka. Totoo daw?
So, the thing was, short hair na ako since 2013. After
Alright,
nung international pageant ko, pinagupit ko na yung buhok ko kasi dry na siya. So, ilang years na akong short hair. If you're gonna look through my profile, I was a cabin crew for PAL and I've been already flying and I already had short hair. But then for Miss World, naisip ko tsaka nung mga stylist ko na
Mag-iba
pahabain
na.
yung buhok.
Alright,
Pahabain siya. Kasi we know how Miss World chooses the queens. Parang usually it's a queenly and very feminine type,
Oo nga.
'di ba? Mga Megan
Ah,
Young. So we opted to lengthen the hair and adjust to that form or the way they package their queens. And then since hindi ko naman talaga planong mag-pageant, pinagupit ko na siya.
tama. Tapos sakto din ngayon sa Miss Universe. Super fierce,
Yes.
kumbaga, no?
Yes.
Yes. Next question is, what is your favorite part of being a flight attendant? Since you're a flight
Sob
attendant.
sobrang dami. I'm
Childhood
not
dream
gonna
mo ba
lie.
siya? I mean, dream mo
No,
talaga.
it's
Alright.
No, it's not. When I was in college, when I was entering college, I didn't know
Mhm.
what course to take up. I didn't know what to do with my life. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung future plans ko. And I know I'm not alone in this. I know there's a lot of people who
Tama.
also think the same way. But
True.
being a flight attendant and being a beauty queen is not really my dream
Mm.
before.
Mm.
So it was just handed to me. But my favorite part, hindi na ako magpapaligoy-ligoy. It's the money.
Yes,
Yung
yes. True.
sweldo.
Oo, tama.
And then after that would be
And
yung
travel.
feeling
Oh.
of yung feeling na nakaka-travel ako.
Mm.
But then it's also very tiring. And feeling ko, in terms of emotional, yung favorite ko on an emotional side, it's
Mm.
the fact that I'm bringing people home back to their families. So yun
Mm.
yung nakaka-touch, especially kung OFW yung mga pasahero
Tama.
mo, ganyan. So yun,
Pero sometimes
nakaka-touch.
nakaka-stress din yung work nyo, di ba? Kasi sabi ng iba kasi yung thinking nila is parang pagandahan lang siya, ganun. Pero hindi nila alam, super hirap din, di ba?
Yes. Eh, so
Madaming,
yun sa favorite part ko pala, yung
ano,
uniform.
oo, yun din. Maganda talaga. So, y- flight attendant ka since, ilang years ka na ba nag-work as a flight attendant?
Almost 5 years.
Oh. So, Cebu Pacific ka talaga or Philippine Airline, right? Philippine Airlines.
Yung first cabin crew job ko is with Philippine Airlines
Airlines.
and then I transferred to Cebu Pacific
Cebu
a year
Pacific.
after.
Alright. So, next question tayo. As a flight attendant, what are the qualities that you can apply as a beauty queen? I
Uh-huh.
know there's a lot.
I know, yeah, it's kind of hard, but I think I will enumerate a few. Siguro number one is being able to contain your grace,
Mm-mm.
your what do you call that? Your confidence and your situational awareness despite the number of pressure. So it
Tama.
can in a pageant setting, it can be the crowd, and daming external stimuli and the music, the lights, and you can easily get distracted if you don't focus on what you're doing. Same with flying. There can be series of turbulences, andyan yung mga irate passengers, but then your job is to keep everyone safe and you have to really focus on what you're doing and not be bothered by the pressure. So I think that's one thing that they have in common.
Compose yourself, kumbaga, as always.
Yes.
Tama. Love it. Next question is, what kind of day will describe the best day in your life?
Siguro the best day, one of the best days of my life would be
Mm.
if I get a chance to go on vacation with my family. Because
Mm.
I'm a flight attendant, but I have never brought my family on, let's say, a
Ah,
beach
mm.
because we're all busy and
Easy
we have
talaga.
never had a personal family time. So after this pandemic, I think that's going to be one of my major goals, not to
Na,
miss out on family time.
really. Tama nga naman. So, next question is, what are assumptions people usually make about you?
Intimidating, mataray, more powers.
More powers. Pwede pa, more powers, no? Talagang, yun yung number one talaga, di ba? Ang sinasabi ng ibang tao. Pero in person, hindi naman. Right? Approachable.
Actually, ang dami talagang nagsasabi na very intimidating. Pero once you talk to me, I literally talk to everyone. Machika talaga ako.
Mm.
And mahirap ngayong pandemic because I'm very touchy. So when we talk, like ako yung mapalo, ako yung mahimas,
Mm.
ako yung mahawak. So ayun, I'm like that. My face screams intimidation, but I'm really far from it. And sometimes I'm pretty shy also, so medyo malayo.
Malayo. So, next question is, what did you learn during this pandemic?
Um, I've mentioned this a couple of times already, but my answer is still the same. It's to not take things for granted
Mm-hmm.
and appreciate everything
True.
that we have, especially now that people are losing their jobs. And most of the time, we complain about our jobs, that it's hard, that it's not paying well enough. But then with this situation that we are in, we should now cherish the jobs
Tama.
that we have, the means on how we can earn, pay the bills, support our family, um feed the mouths of the family that we love or our loved ones. So yun yung tutunan ko, just to
Natutunan.
appreciate everything that you have.
Kahit small things lang talaga, appreciate talaga, no?
Exactly.
Tama. Next question is, what do you think is the biggest misconceptions about beauty pageant nowadays?
um there's a lot. It's not just nowadays. I think even before pa,
Mm-mm.
um, there have been a lot of misconceptions, and nowadays we are trying to break those misconceptions. And if I'm
Misconception.
going to name some, one would be that beauty queens are fake. Two,
Okay.
beauty queens are stuck up and are just beautiful physically and doesn't have anything to say.
Only glitz and
So
glamour.
only
Yeah.
external beauty and
Yeah.
nothing, like empty-headed bimbos. But no,
Mm.
that's not the case. We are trying to break the glass ceiling and
Mm-mm.
show everyone that we have something to say and you guys have to listen. So that's
That's
the beauty
all.
queen of today.
Tama. Tapos ngayon, iba na eh. May mga advocacies na, di ba? Causes. Like you, yung Miss Universe Philippines, meron ng, kumbaga, ginagawa nila yung, I mean, meron silang mga voices na, di ba, na pinopromote
Mhm.
talaga. So, hindi lang siya pagandahan talaga. Next question tayo is, What is your opinion about allowing transgender women joining Miss Universe pageant?
I love that idea. I mean,
Yeah.
I know there are a lot of people who doesn't agree with me,
Mm.
but I am advocating for women empowerment.
Okay.
And to me, if you identify yourself as a woman, then you are a woman. And if you tick off all the lists, you're beautiful, you're smart, you have the heart to help, and you have the purpose as a beauty queen, and you identify as a woman, then why not join? But then again, at
Oh,
the end of the day, it's not my decision to make, but I would love to see a transgender beauty queen compete.
true. Kumbaga pantay-pantay lang. Kasi
Mm.
meron na tayo, di ba, last Miss Universe 2018, we have like Angela Ponce, which is from Miss
Yes,
Spain, di ba?
same. Yes.
So next question is, which part of the competition do you spend the most time preparing for?
Ooh, I would say question and answer, but
Mm-mm.
that's very technical. I think the technicalities of question and answer is something that I can train for, but what's
Mm-mm.
really important is my current mental state. Like being
Ah,
able to come up with answers as quick as possible and being able to form these answers that has substance, not just
mm-mm.
say whatever, or if it's English, then that's it. You
That's
have
it.
to have substance, and that's I think is what's important.
True, substance talaga number one talaga, no? Kasi lalo na ngayon. At saka, wala naman, I think wala namang problema sa pasarela mo. I agree. I really love your pasarela. Very strong. Wait lang, sino bang nagtuturo sa inyo? Aces din, ng
Um,
pasarela mo.
before before that, ang nagturo sa akin si Shandy Lim.
Mhm.
She's also a part of ACES, pero ngayon independent na siya eh. So I
Alright.
hired her services last year, and then now since inabsorb na ako ng ACES,
Aces.
sila na yung nagte-training sa akin.
Sila Ian. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next question. What is your greatest failure and what did you learn from it?
Ang dami. Sobrang dami ko ng failures. Um, maybe it's doubting myself too much. And it
Mm-mm.
happens from time to time. Hindi siya past failure. I still experience it. And I think it's perfectly normal. And I've learned a lot from it. It's my ticket to self-discovery, I think. So doubting myself sometimes would make me realize that there is no reason for me to doubt myself because I am strong enough to do whatever I set my mind to.
Mm,
So that's the major lesson that I've learned from such failures.
that's failure. I think lahat naman tayo nakaka-experience talaga ng ganun, no? Parang normal lang
Yeah.
siya. So, next question is, what is your greatest strength?
Siguro, I'm very adaptable to any situation.
Mm,
Like, throw me um, in the middle of a turbulence, I will be able to adjust. I'll be able to adapt. Maybe that's why I love being a cabin crew because I have different types of passengers on board, but
mhm.
then I can and I have the ability to address all of their needs, even if they're all different. So I'm very flexible and adaptable.
Love it. So, next question is, how do you silence your insecurities? Lahat naman tayo may insecurities, right?
Yes, totoo. I don't silence them anymore.
Mhm.
Before, I always hide them. I always, if I can wear pants, I'll wear pants because I have eczema. I have a lot of scars on my legs. I would
Mhm.
hide them. But now I don't care. I show them off. I'm proud of my skin. I am
Yeah.
doing my best to be comfortable in the skin that I.
Your flows kumbaga. Tama naman. So next question tayo is, how do you handle pressure
It actually depends on the type of pressure, but
situation, no?
yes. Number one, I cry.
Mhm.
It's
Oo,
normal.
labas lang, no?
Yes, it's perfectly normal
Oh,
to release it, to just let it all out, and then after that, compose yourself. Think of the plan. Think of your next step. It's
mm-mm.
important to move forward and not to be stuck in that
Mm.
same problem and same pressure. And if it's possible to ask for other people's help, then do it. There's
Do
no
it.
shame in asking for
Tama.
help.
True. So next question is how do you overcome defeat?
Hmm, defeat for me is not really something that I should overcome. It's
Mm-mm.
not always about winning.
True.
There is always something that you can learn from every experience. And one of the most important learnings comes from defeat itself.
Defeat.
Yeah.
True. So connected tong next question natin is, what is the biggest life lesson you've learned after competing Miss World last year?
I think it's to not mold yourself into a standard.
Mm-hmm.
So if you remember it earlier, I said I had a long hair
Oo.
because I wanted to portray the Miss World image, but I knew that I wasn't comfortable in it and it didn't show my true personality. And now I am having the time of my life. I am enjoying my journey with Miss Universe Philippines because now I am showing the real me. And
Authenticity talaga. Alright.
yes, totoo.
I love it. Next question is, what can you say about the body shaming in pageantry?
Um, the thing is, it's not really in the pageantry. It
Mm-mm.
comes from the viewers
Alright.
because they think that there is a standard beauty
Yeah.
for a beauty queen,
For
and
beauty
if it
queens.
doesn't pass their taste, then they will start shaming a
True, true.
specific beauty queen. And in fact, when I started my journey for Miss Universe, I received a lot of negative comments with regards to my hair.
Really?
So
Talaga?
yes, medyo madami din sila. There was one who said, ay, Doris Bigornia, oh, ganyan. So, or
Mm,
Chang Ami, they commented that. And actually, I wasn't offended. I find it funny. And there's no, I don't, I shouldn't feel offended because Doris Bigornia and Chang Ami are very strong women. So,
mm.
dun galing yung Back to You, Ted, dun sa
I
video
stay,
namin ng language.
I
Yeah.
get, now I know. Alright.
So, naging internal joke namin siya.
Now I know. Kaya pala. Pero most of us naman, na-appreciate namin yung, 'di ba? Mas parang ano nga siya eh, parang for me strong,
Mhm.
maging strong, tsaka talagang yung stage presence mo talaga, the way you move, the way yung pasarela mo, talagang sumasabay kung ano
Thank
yung hair
you.
mo. Kumbaga bumagay siya. I hope continue talaga yan sa finals. Love it.
Yes.
Yes. Next question is, what is your advice to all the aspiring beauty queens?
To not join right away.
Mm-hmm.
Try to build yourself up first. Try finding your own self before joining a beauty pageant. Because a beauty pageant is a very hard journey. It's very stressful, very challenging. And if you don't have a thick skin, it's going to be extremely hard for you.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, my advice is to build yourself up first. Um, finish your finish your studies, find a job that you love, discover all the facets of your being before joining a beauty pageant.
True. Mahirap talaga maging beauty queen, no? Kasi akala nila pagandahan lang siya. Kasi I think wala namang beauty queens na walang bashers. Kumbaga lahat, 'di ba? Lahat talaga kung
Yes.
anong may makikita pinupuna nila. 'Yun lang
Yes.
talaga yung hindi
Mhm.
kagandahan. Pero kung matibay ka na talaga tapos alam mo yung totoo sarili mo.
Saka kung kilala mo talaga yung
Yung
sarili mo,
sarili mo,
hindi ka na
oo.
maaapektuhan eh. So
Tapos
it's a grounding method.
Tapos yung suporta ng fans mo, tapos yung team mo, 'di ba? Doon ka
True.
humugot, tapos sa family. Really like it. So, next we have 5 questions from your fans naman. So, number 1, the Philippines has become a powerhouse in pageant world. What do you think are the main reasons that made this possible?
Number one, and I'm very proud to say, Filipinas are beautiful.
Wow, true.
Filipinas are indeed very beautiful. Filipinas are very smart.
Mm-mm.
And Filipinas are very strong.
Love it.
if you put Filipina in any given situation, whether it be an OFW, a family struggling from finances, she will be able to come up strong, and she will only treat all these challenges as a catapult to greater things. And that is why Filipina beauty queens are being called a powerhouse
Powerhouse.
in the scene of beauty pageant.
That's what makes her stand out talaga, no? Love it. Number two question is, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you like to visit and why?
It's not something that I want to visit, but if I can travel anywhere in the world right now, I will go home with my family.
Hmm.
I have been traveling for almost 5 years now, and I have been away from them for so long. And if I can go anywhere right now, I will go home to them.
Cavite, no? Yes. Next question is, who is the former beauty queen that you are looking up to and why?
Um, Sobrang dami.
Mahirap,
But
no?
so ultimately, I
Mm.
love Miss Pia Wurtzbach. I love Queen
Oh.
Pia. I love her courage. I love her passion for her craft. She's very dedicated into being a beauty queen. But I
Mhm.
also like Rio Mori, but mainly
Oh,
because
yeah.
of her yeah, mainly because of her final walk where she sported a pantsuit, a
Fun. So,
tuxedo. So I
kakaiba.
really like something, yes, I love something different. And pero ultimately it's still Pia Wurtzbach. She's a very good example of
Na-meet mo na si
showing your
Pia
true
in
courage.
person.
Yes, I did. It's
Mm.
during her Downey shoot.
Ay, oo nga pala, sa Downy niyo. I love it.
Hindi ako nakapagsalita, na starstruck ako.
Talaga, ang galing. Talagang kahit nga ako, siya talaga yung favorite Miss Universe Philippines ko. Talagang, di ba, from the time na third time siyang, di ba, nanalo, nung
Exactly.
sumali siya, di
Yes.
ba, she never give up. I really love her. Next question is, who is a better teacher in life, success or failure?
I think success is not a teacher.
Mhm.
Success is the reward of your many failures, making failure as the best teacher there can be. And there
Mhm.
is always room for improvement and always room for new learnings. And failure is one of the most important part of those learning journeys.
True. Failure talaga number one. I love it. Then the last question for your fans is, describe a modern Filipina.
Kailangan ba may mic to?
Oo, kumbaga final answer na. Go.
a mod a modern Filipina is number one,
Mhm.
sensitive.
Mhm.
She is sensitive to all the hardships around her.
Mhm.
But this doesn't bother her because she knows she is strong and she knows that she has the heart to help everyone around her so that she can uplift all of them from their problems. This is the modern Filipina and she is a phenomenal woman.
I really love it. Like it. Galing, from miss you talaga. My God, I can't wait talagang yung pasabog mo sa finals, no?
Nako, so survive ko muna yung month na to or tsaka yung next month. Ang dami-daming
Paano yan
panache.
if ever na mag sa finals, lilipad ka through here sa Manila. Tama ba?
Yes, actually, August 10, nag-book na ako ng ticket from
Alright.
Cebu. Kasi 'di
Okay.
ba naka-GCQ.
Oo
Isang
nga,
buwan ko
no?
inasikaso isang buwan ko inasikaso yung mga documents, travel certificates, mga ganyan,
Medical pa,
medical
di ba? Oo.
certificates. Oo. So
Higpit.
isang buwan ko siya inasikaso. So finally nakumpleto ko na, nag-book na ako for August 10, and then nag-MACQ. So parang ano ba?
Yun. Kung nandito ka, magstay ka sa family mo. Tama ba?
Hindi, ano lang ako, parang 5 days lang, just to shoot my
Ah,
national costume.
gosh.
Kasi yung
Oh my
national
God, I
costume
can't
namin.
wait.
So yun, hindi ko pa
May pasabog din.
Yes.
National. Alright.
Yes.
Paano yan? Mayroon din, tuloy pa ba yung, pwede mo bang sabihin, if tuloy pa ba yung preliminar? Mayroon ba? May mga ganun pa ba?
As far as I know, meron kaming preliminaries and
Ay,
then
Diyos ko, gusto ko
coronation.
talaga. I love it. Pero
Pero
hindi na
ang
doon yung
hindi
venue. Hindi na yung venue doon sa MOA. Hindi na.
hindi pa kami nasasabihan kung hindi, pero so far MOA pa rin yung alam namin.
Ay, nako, papunta
Tapos,
talaga.
yun yung
Kailan?
problema. Hindi namin alam kung pwede nang magkaroon ng audience.
Ano nga, sabi nila ano lang limited lang yung audience.
Mm.
Sayang talaga, no? Kumbaga kung first edition talaga ng Miss Universe Philippines, natapat pa at nagkaroon pa ng problema, pandemic,
Totoo.
no? At
Pero,
saka,
go ahead. It's okay.
at saka yung crown nyo, exciting.
Yeah! Hindi pa namin nakikita.
Pasabog. Mm.
Gusto ko na makita yung crown.
Oo nga, no? So, anong mo? Kumbaga, mayroon din kayong evening gown, may swimsuit din kayo,
Yes.
tama ba?
Yes.
Like it.
So you can all watch our journey for until the coronation from the Ring Light series. I don't
Ring
know if
lights.
you've seen it already.
Mm.
So yun, right now it's still at a very cheap rate. So if you like put our code and purchase it as early as now, mas makakamura. And one thing that I love about um the way they made the Ring Light series is that ang dami naming beneficiaries. Like hindi lang para sa amin yung pay-per-view. It's for the beneficiaries talaga. Like may
Beneficiary.
kapupuntahan. So you will enjoy seeing the journey of the girls. Hindi lang yung nasa stage kami, naglalakad. Like the whole journey of the girls. And you'll be able to help pa. So that's one thing that I really love about this
Kumbaga,
pageant.
kumbaga may papatutunguhan yung video. Ay, pero tuloy na talaga October 25. Sure date na yun, di ba?
Yes, so far, yes. Wala pa
Kasi,
namang advice na hindi.
kaya nga super excited kami kasi magkasunod lang ang Miss South Africa tapos Miss Universe Philippines. 24 and
Ang
25.
ganda ng South Africa,
Oo,
no?
palaban din,
Ganda,
no?
ganda. Yung
Palaban.
ano nila, very, kahit, paano ba? Pag pinanood mo, kahit hindi ka babae, kahit lalaking-lalaki ka, feeling mo napaka-empowering nung
Totoo. Yun din
segments
yung,
nila. Ang galing,
yun
galing.
yung pre-promote din. Tapos I really love their slogan ngayon.
Gusto ko yung 3 words nila eh. Like, give 3 words to describe yourself. Yung mga ganon. I am
Ano nila.
unstoppable, I'm this, and I'm that. Parang,
Oo, palaban, di ba? Next, dito naman tayo sa final 3. Ito.
May final 3, okay, go.
Oo, may final 3. So, your final 3 question is, lakas maka universe, no?
Oo nga,
Tinitrain na talaga kita eh. Can't
kailangan may
wait.
mic yata to.
Sige, go. So, go.
Go.
Top 3 questions. First is, top 3 qualities that you think Miss Universe Philippines should possess.
Miss Universe Philippines should be true to herself. She should be authentic because this will be a way to inspire girls suffering from low self-esteem to realize that they too are beautiful and it's okay to embrace your flaws and imperfections. Second, she has to be strong. She has to have a thick skin to face the problems of our nation, to face detractors and naysayers, and to prove to them that she is indeed worthy of representing our country for Miss Universe Philippines. And lastly, she has to be phenomenal. She has to be a force to be dealt with. She has to be smart and overall become an impact to not just herself, but to everyone who's watching and listening to her. Thank you.
Oh my God. Palaban. I love your answer. Ang galing. Lakas maka Miss Universe.
Pawis na pawis yung kamay ko.
Makapasok ka lang sa top, yung nag-Q&A. Top 5 ba yun? Top 3? Sure.
Hindi pa namin
Lalaban
alam yung
talaga.
ano eh.
Okay, format na hindi
Segment.
pa. Alright. Next question is, what is a phenomenal woman for you?
So as I've said earlier, a phenomenal woman is a force to be dealt with. She knows her strength. She knows her weaknesses. She uses both to her advantage, and she uses everything in her to be of influence to other, whether it be positive or inspirational, as long as it's something that gives hope to people, especially now that we're in the middle of this pandemic.
Galing. And the last question is, why you should be the next Miss Universe Philippines? Lakas makapila.
I should be the next Miss Universe Philippines because I am not perfect. because I am flawed, and my ability to see my weaknesses makes it possible for me to see my potential to grow, not just a Filipino woman, but as a phenomenal woman and as the best Miss Universe Philippines that I can be.
May laman talaga yung sagot. I really love your answer. Strong,
Thank
tapos at the
you.
same time, may substance talaga siya. Yun yung ano ko, yung hinahanap ko. I really
Thank
like
you.
it. Kung makapasok ka lang talaga sa Q&A, sure na. For you, if ever nasa top 5 ka, tapos magseselect ka ng 4 girls, sino ang gusto mong makasama doon sa top 5?
Syempre bias ako kasi may mga ka-close ako. So, siguro sa top 5 ko, eto dahil bias ako. Si Pauline Amelinx.
Pauline!
I'm really close with Bohol, and she's very smart and she's
Angelic
very
face!
beautiful. True. Para siyang pag Q&A activity namin with Aces and Queens, just ko, mapapressure ka na lang talaga kapag narinig mo siyang sumagot. Ang galing-galing ni Pauline sa question and answer, and she's very beautiful and she's very fit now. And so, yeah, siya yung isa. Because we're really close.
Papapayat din siya, no?
She's already thin. Payat na siya. Yung
My
abs
God.
niya, putok na.
I can wait.
And then,
Pasabog.
I
Alright.
have Paula Ortega of Albay. Yes, I love her. And I think her parents are based there, but she's pure Filipina. Both parents niya is Filipino citizens. And siguro Eliza, because she's very impactful. When you see her, she's very beautiful, she's very tall, she's very slender. So isa siya sa gusto ko din na makita sa top 5. And then
the last one.
Galing ni Sorsogon. Maglakad.
Ay, Sorsogon.
Styling. Si Isabella. Ay, tama ba?
Isabel, oo. Maria Isabella.
Oo, Isabella, oo.
Oo.
So, ayun siya. Siya yung
Tapos,
isang
very Filipina. No?
True.
Filipina talaga siya. So,
umaapo yung runway pag naglalakad na siya.
Galing. She's from Aces then, no? Aces and
Yes,
Queens.
there's my sister also.
Alright. So, you're British ba? Tama ba? Hakenson.
Yes, British.
Alright. Love it. Saan mo kayo natutunan, no? Ang galing mo dun, no? Sa orahan. Diba?
Feeling ko ibang tao ako kapag naglalakad na ako sa runway.
May mga ganun kasi, diba? May mga ganung tao. Parang super model na beauty queen, diba? We love it.
I owe it to my instructors. Pwede ko ba i-shout out?
Oh, sige, go.
So, to my pasarela trainers, I started with JL Dahan from Dasmariñas, Cavite.
Hi, Sir JL.
He threw a monoblock chair at me. Binato niya ako ng upuan nung first time kong mag-aral ng pasarela because I didn't know how to walk in heels. 2 inches lang yung dala kong heels, tas ayoko pang gamitin kasi hindi ako marunong. So, binato niya ako ng monoblock chair.
That was before mag-Miss World?
2012. Bata pa ako.
2012. Okay.
Yung first pageant ko. Tapos, Miss Shandy Lim, who trained me for Miss World last year. And, of course, si Mama Ian from Aces and Queens.
Oh, Mama Ian. Yan talaga yung mama ng Aces and Queens. Super taga dun din yan siya Tacloban.
Oo.
Waray din siya. So, yun. Siya yung nag-aano ng Aces and Queens. Parang, saan ka nag-start nung first pageant mo?
Actually, sa Pilitan, yung first pageant ko. Because I really don't like beauty pageants before. When I was 15 years old, I started modeling part-time. Parang nagustuhan ko lang na kumita on my own. So, I started modeling. And then after that, yung school ko is parang kailangan ng representative for a national, intercollegiate, and university-based pageant. So, it's Binibining Universidad. And it's a really big pageant at that time, as in very diverse. Simula Luzon until Ateneo de Davao, we have diverse candidates.
Madami.
Madami talaga. If you know Nikita McElroy, Pia Nikita McElroy.
Hindi
So
ko.
she's one of the candidates there. And
Da, da.
Zara Carbonell also.
Alright,
Si
sorry.
Yvette Santiago, doon din galing.
Okay. Yan, na-meet ko na siya personal talaga. Super ganda.
Yun. Doon siya galing, si Miss Brenna Gamboa also. So, ang dami namin na nanggaling doon. And I really hated joining pageants. Ayoko, hindi ko nakikita yung sarili ko before nasasali ng pageant. Kaya lang, kailangan ng school ng representative. And
So,
they thought na since model naman siya na lang. And
ano height
then,
mo? Miss Belly.
5'8".
Oh, tangkad talaga. Perfect for
So,
universe.
thank you. Actually, maliit
Diba?
pa yun, 5'8".
Kung kung iaano ka sa international.
Oo, parang ano na lang, idaan na lang sa confidence.
So, ano yung international, pageant?
So after I won Binibining Universidad, I was selected to compete for Miss Teen Universe. It was in
Ah,
2013.
okay. Familiar sa akin yan, Miss Teen
Mm.
Universe.
I only ended until top 12,
Mhm.
which is not bad because I didn't have a formal training. Like, wala talaga akong training whatsoever. So, hindi na masama.
Saan siya ginanap?
Sa Managua, Nicaragua in
Oh
Central
my God.
America.
So, madami talaga. As in, ilang countries ba yung nandun?
Ang dami, pero majority of them are from Latin American countries.
Ay, oo nga, no?
Nicaragua, Paraguay, Venezuela. And I was the only Asian candidate. Ako lang yung
Ay,
galing ng Asia.
Asian. Parang Hispano-Amerikanang peg, no?
Yes, yes, exactly.
Sa
Mm.
international pageant mo. Then, di ba
Mm-hmm.
kapag sinabi kasing Latinas, grupo-grupo kasi yan sila, no? I
Yes.
mean, oo, totoo
The
yan, based on your experience.
the funny part is I am not someone who stays in one group. So as much as possible, I go from one group to another.
Oo,
So
para yan talaga.
andyan yung English speakers namin from New Zealand, from Canada, yung mga Inglesera talaga. And then we have Italy, tapos andyan yung grupo ng mga Latina. We have Peru, we have Nicaragua, we have Paraguay, Uruguay. All of those girls, sila yung magkakasama. But you know what did the trick? Alam mo yung honey na chocolate?
Okay.
Yung
Okay.
parang chocnut.
Mm.
Nagbaon ako noon ng sobrang dami.
As in,
And and every day I will offer it to the girls until to the point na sila na yung nagtatanong sa akin, Philippines, do you have the chocolate? Do you have the peanut chocolate? Ganyan. So, ayun, nakaklose ko sila lahat. And up until now, we are still in
galing.
touch.
In touch pa rin kayo. Ang galing. Galing naman.
Sabi pa nung iba, baka daw sinasabotahe ko sila kasi pinapakain ko sila ng chocolate.
Oo, baka may interpret na iba.
And you know, fun, not trivia, but fun fact, during Miss Teen Universe, it was my first time to fly. First time kong sumakay ng eroplano.
Aeroplano.
And I was only 16 years old. Tapos, mag-isa lang akong bumiyahe.
Oh,
Papuntang Nicaragua. So, it was like a 32-hour trip. Ang tagal, ang haba ng biyahe. Kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung gagawin, hindi ko alam saan pupunta.
Pero may
Ang
nag-guide
laki-laki
naman
ng mga
sa'yo.
airport. Wala, I was alone.
Wala
So,
talaga.
tanong lang ako ng tanong.
Pero may sumalubong sa'yo nung nasa Nicaragua ka na.
Yes, meron naman. Pero ang dami kasing stopover eh. Parang from Philippines, Philippines to Japan, stopover, connecting to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Nicaragua. So, ang dami.
Maganda
Wala na akong
Nicaragua,
welcome
no?
sa akin doon.
You love the
Maganda siya. Ang init lang. Mas mainit siya sa Philippines.
magaganda din mga Diyosa din doon, no?
True. Totoo. Ang gaganda nila. Mga Barbie talaga.
Barbie. Well, speaking of Nicaragua, ngayon pala yung pageant nila sa Miss Universe Nicaragua. At saka ang ganda na nanalo ng Miss Nicaragua ngayon.
Hindi ko pa
Oo.
nakikita.
Ngayon yung pageant. Tsaka kakatapos lang actually sa Facebook. Ang
Meron sila
ganda.
online? Live?
Oo. Ang ganda din. Kung mapapansin mo yung opening nila, ang ganda. Yung naka-mask sila, tapos tinatanggal, tapos may introduction sila. Ang galing. Maganda.
Favorite ko yan. Production number. Favorite ko
Sana ganun
lagi.
din.
Last year, yung sa Miss World, isa yun sa favorite ko na production
Oo,
numbers.
sa Miss
Ang
World.
ang saya nun.
So, nabigyan na kayo na India ng crown? Hindi pa naman.
Wala pa. Yung nakita natin na sketch dun sa Instagram post ni Mama
Girl of
J,
the
Mama
Orient
Jonas.
talaga siya. Oo.
Oo. Same time lang, hindi pa namin nakikita. So, sabay-sabay tayo na nakakita nun.
I
Kaya
see.
exciting.
Sa tao, nag-expect ng, alam mo na yun, yung malaking expectation nila. Lalo
Yes.
na't nasa bagong organization sila. So,
Ang
yun.
nagustuhan ko sa organization na to, napaka patriotic tsaka nationalistic ng feel.
Oo,
Parang the way it started with the red carpet, yung naka-Filipiniana and all,
Filipiniana.
it's very regal and true to the roots. Tsaka napaka-diverse. You don't see a beauty pageant as diverse as this one. Na sobrang magkakaiba kami ng mukha, ng lineage, ng buhok, ng itsura. It's ang ganda. I
Tapos,
love this.
alam mo yun, yung mga sponsors, kabog, may kotse, may ano, sa health, ano may health, ano yan, medical something. Ang galing,
Yes.
St. Luke's, ang galing. Kakaiba, iba talaga pag, alam mo na, pag sa new organization. Ay, ako naman, kahit may mga iba na ayaw nila kasi bago organization, iba pa rin daw kapag sa Binibining Pilipinas. Pero ako, parang happy talaga ako na mas iba na yung humahawa. Kasi parang, ma-refresh naman yung ano, yung pageant, 'di ba? Tapos mag-focus talaga siya doon sa kung ano yung pageant. Kumbaga isa lang. Iba pa rin kasi kapag isa lang yung
And
crown.
also, parang Binibini kasi has their own brand and their own trademark, which
Mm.
is also good. And uh, to me, in from the perspective of a viewer, so hindi naman ako expert, pero it's very traditional. So that's how I see
Oh,
their brand.
traditional talaga.
Pero itong sa amin with Miss Universe organization, I loved how we stayed true to our virtues, kaya we were able to find sponsors who partner and who share the same views and
Yun.
virtues. So
Ang dami
kaya
sponsor,
ang
no?
ganda.
Ang yaman. Kabog talaga. I really like it. Sa Downy pa lang, no? Pasabog na. Shinot yun ng Downy before pa lockdown. Tama ba?
Yung yung parang may voting, yung nag-speech kami at mga 10 seconds.
Oo.
So I talked about yun, we shot it
Advocacy, oo.
parang mga March 3
March pa.
siguro.
Mm-mm.
Oo, exactly March 3. Tapos yung mga succeeding shoots namin, sa kanya-kanya na siya sa bahay,
Ay,
ganyan.
okay. Yung iba. I see. Go.
Exciting. So also tonight at 9 p.m. please tune in at Ashley Nights. You can also view it at Bessie Besana's YouTube page. I will be with Tito Jerry from Aces and Queens and my sister, Miss Universe and Aces and Queens sister, Paula Ortega of
Alright.
Albay. So hopefully I can see all you pageant angels there. So
Live
thank
kasi
you.
doon, di ba? Oo. Sige, ipopost
Yes,
ko
it's
naman
live.
to. Yun. Sana matuloy. May ano kayo?
So
May closed door interview, mga
close door.
ganong-ganon? Wala?
Honestly, hindi pa talaga namin alam yung format, hindi pa nadi-discuss sa'min. Pati yung, pre-pageant, preliminaries, hindi din namin alam kung ano yung mga kasama. So, I'm not sure if national costume is included, pero it will be exciting kung kasama siya.
Pero, lalo na kapag closed door interview. Alam ko naman,
Yes.
pasabog ka doon. Talagang, kayang-kaya mo yun eh, pag ganon.
Favorite part ko siya last year also,
Talaga?
with Miss Rolo, closed door interview. Madaldal nga kasi ako.
Paano yun kapag you have like session or kapag meron kang Q&A trainings? Virtual kayo with Aces
Yes,
and
via
Queens?
Zoom kami. Mm.
Okay. At least
And
ano,
it's really hard. Ang hirap ng question and answer training namin.
talaga.
Kasi they're all attorneys, they're all lawyers, and
Oo. Tito Nads.
no, not Tito Nad.
Ay,
Tito Nad is
hindi.
so ibang team na. And I think
Konti.
later tonight, Tito Jerry from Aces and Queens will discuss all of this, like the new team of Aces and Queens.
Mayroon kayong
Magbago na.
ano, may schedule kayo every week,
Yes.
ganon. Ang
Yes.
galing. Exciting. At saka I really love Aces and Queens kasi. Parang yun naman talaga yung nakasanayan ko. Kumbaga, I really love the
I
girls.
never thought na I'm gonna be a part of Aces. Kasi parang, from my point of view before, nung independent pa ako, parang napaka-social and ang hirap-hirap pumasok ng Aces and
Aces.
Queens. When in fact, it's not. Parang they're very warm and they will really welcome a queen with open arms, and now they're really helping me in so many ways. Sobra ang bait nila. Shout out to
Malaki,
Mommy Mikey and to all the
malaking
guys
tulong.
and yeah, from Aces and Queens who have been helping me out. Maraming salamat po.
At saka hindi lang sila focus on ano, on Q&A, lalo na sa, I think, personality development,
Yes.
ganon,
Yes, it's a
makeup,
holistic training.
holistic talaga, madami. Sana ma-meet kita in person, of
Ah,
course, before the
totoo.
finals. No? Tapos,
Pagpunta ko ng Manila.
oo, sige. Or DM mo lang ako. Or ako magdi-DM.
Mm.
Or ikaw, kung makita ko sa story mo, kung nasaan ka, talagang makikipag-ano ako, makikipag selfie-selfie.
So this is very unexpected, and for those who don't know, my fans are called believers. They're hashtag
Oh, ang
believers.
cute!
Yes, I
Believers.
know, right?
Ang
They're
cute.
very smart,
Catchy.
very
Oh,
witty. And thank you so much for all the support. And I wouldn't be able to reach this far, and I won't be as inspired and as motivated without you guys commenting and liking and sending me messages of well wishes and support. So maraming salamat po. And for those who are not yet part of the believers, go check out my page on Instagram and on Facebook. It's Billie Hackenson,
Hackenson.
and feel free to message me and ask me questions, and I'll be very much willing to answer all of them and entertain you all as much as I could. So
Wow.
go
So,
ahead and like.
yan. Alam niyo na, Pageant Angels, kung anong gagawin. So, yun. Thank you so much ulit. At least na-invite kita.
Salamat, Rafi. Yes
Hope to
po.
see you soon.